Mr. John?
Yes, I'm John. John Briggs.
Come on in. I'm Michael.
Thank you.
Want something to drink?
Oh, I'm good, thanks.
Are you sure? I got coffee, tea, Diet Coke, regular Coke, Mountain Dew, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, coffee, tea, lemonade, beer, cheer wine.
I'm good. Thanks.
Okay.
Listen, I really appreciate you talking to me.
Happy to. You mind if we just sit at the kitchen table? Got a packet of info here I collected for you. All copies of things. Newspaper clippings, photos, some other stuff.
Thanks.
So, how long you been working on your book?
Oh, about 3 weeks, 4 days, and 2 hours.
Wow, that's exact. I guess a light bulb came on for you, didn't it?
Yeah, you could say that.
How many other people you interviewed?
Well, actually, you're the first. The others, I don't know, they haven't got back to me.
Well, I think that says more about me than them. I think it's important to share what happened.
Yeah, me too.
So, you want me to tell you the story now?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You gonna take notes?
Notes. Oh, notes. I don't seem to have. You wouldn't happen to have a pen and some paper, would you?
Sure, got something right here.
I'm sorry. I didn't sleep well last night. It was a long drive here.
You drove?
Yeah, 1,700 miles. I'm a little, out of sorts. I apologize.
No worries.
All right, I'm ready. Go ahead. Just tell me what happened.
Okay. Well, I've always liked to tinker. I used to buy beat up old trucks and repair them. Get them all souped up or just running again. My wife, God rest her soul, always said if I was ever going to cheat on her, it'd be with a broken down old truck. Anyway, when my daughter was about 9, this is some years ago now, she and her friend Marissa were out by the back of the barn messing around my 75 Ford. It was up on cinder blocks. I'd recently bought it and been working on it. Anyway, they got to playing hide and seek. And Katie decided she was going to hide under the truck. She wasn't under there more than a couple minutes, and Marissa, who was an excitable child, ran headlong into the side of the truck in her search for Katie. Now, you wouldn't think a little girl like that must have weighed no more than 50 pounds, could move some big old Ford truck, even if she did run full speed into it. But she did move it. When Marissa hit the side of the truck slipped off its blocks and fell down on top of Katie. I can't imagine what that must have been like, seeing that thing come down on top of you. Marissa come running into the house, screaming for me. I was in the bedroom sitting with my wife, who wasn't feeling too well. She had a lot of days like that back then. I ran out with Marissa to the barn and saw what had happened. Looked like the truck was right on the ground. At first I thought, what are you talking about, Marissa? How could Katie be under that? Katie was nowhere to be seen. So I got down on the ground and I looked in the crack between the truck and the ground and I saw her. All I could see was the bottom of her shoes. The fright was overwhelming. I didn't think to go for help or even grab at the jack that was just a few feet away. I just reacted. Like there was a sheet of plywood on top of her or something. I reached down, I grabbed the back bumper, and I lifted the truck off the ground. I don't even think I thought it was particularly heavy. I just was doing it. I shouted for Marissa to pull Katie out, and she did. I put the truck down, and I started doing CPR. I told Marissa to run inside and get my wife to call for an ambulance. It wasn't until I got to the hospital did I notice my arms. I had torn both biceps and dislocated 4 fingers. Ain't that something? Now I ain't no superhero or nothing, You should have seen the way those nurses looked at me. Like I was Superman or something. But she was all right. My little girl. I'd saved her. You all right, Mr. John?
Yeah. Sorry. It's a powerful story.
Sure is. Let me get you that drink. I'll fix you one of my favorites. Orange juice and a little lime flavored sparkling water. Got a real kick to it. Yeah, perk you right up. I promise. Here you go. Better?
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. What do you have there?
I was outside. I saw you come up. Thought I'd give you two a couple of minutes. Gave me a chance to see Mrs. O'Shea next door. She gave me a pie. She is so nice. Shall we have some? It's apple.
Absolutely. Mrs. O'Shea sure misses you. Oh, Mr. John, this is Katie. Drove down this morning. Thought maybe you'd want to meet her. Talk to her.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Katie, this is Mr. John. Mr. John, Katie.
Nice to meet you.
Isn't she beautiful?
Dad, stop. I'm 30.
You always be my little girl.
Great.
Mr. John, after the pie, something I want to show you. I think that was one of Mrs. O'Shea's best pies ever.
How long's she been making them now?
Since before you were born. Probably 40 years now.
Well, that's a long time.
And you know what? I never, ever, ever get tired of them. Mr. John, here it is.
So, is this...
Yep. This is it. The truck. The one and only. What do you think? Sure don't make them like this anymore. I couldn't seem to part with it. Just like having it as a reminder. Still runs and everything. Just started it the other day. Took it into town. You gotta run them once in a while or they freeze up on you.
How did you do it? How did you lift it?
I don't know. A lot of folks had a lot of opinions way back when. That it was adrenaline or God or just the power of love. But honestly, I don't know how I did it. I just did. Some things we just can't know. I sure wish we could. I mean, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
You ain't really writing a book, are you, Mr. John?
I love my daughter too, Michael. I loved her too. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't lift my car. So how is it that you could do it and I couldn't? How? 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 Sorry.
She's beautiful. What was her name?
Leanne?
Leanne. Pretty name. She looks like you. How long ago did it happen?
About 3 weeks. 4 days. About 3 hours now.
It's not your fault.
Why couldn't I do it?
I want to give you something. Give me your hand. Like my dad, I kept a reminder too. This is what I squeezed when I was under the truck. I squeezed it with all my might. And I thought, if I squeeze hard enough, my dad would come. Your little Leanne knows you came for her. She knows you did everything you could. Wherever she is, she knows. For years after my mother died, that rock gave me strength. Now it can give you strength. So you take this rock.
The sun goes down on another day. The sky is quiet, but I hear you calling me. When I lay my head, I'll soon be dreaming. Save a place beside your window for me. Still here with your pictures to sort. There's a hole upstairs and there's one inside. I guess I never know the reason why.
Hi, sweetie. I'm coming home.
I'm gonna love you until the end of time and beyond. I'm gonna miss you until I know is come and gone. There's a big old mystery to this big old plan. But for now, I must go on. The sun goes down on